Hey everybody, welcome back to Flat Top Gaming. My name is Kyle, and today I am going to create a couple of characters for a upcoming one-shot I'm writing called Whispers of the Past. And so today we're going to show you how to create characters in the Star Wars Edge of the Empire system by Fantasy Flight Games. My goal for this video is to kind of walk through the steps of how to create a character, as well as kind of get some of the legwork done that I need to get done in order to create a character for one shot. So the character sheet that you see in front of you is available as a free download from. If you search on Google for Star Wars Edge of the Empire character sheet, look for a form fillable version. It'll take you to the threads, the forums from Fantasy Flight Games website, and you'll find a download to this. And then I'm using PDF Escape in order to be able to create it. Whenever I try and save this through the normal Adobe, it doesn't save right, so I can actually save my character sheets this way. So character creation in the Edge of the Empire is broken into 10 different steps, and we're not going to have to do all of them. Step 10 is picking a spaceship for your party, and well, we're not going to deal with that at this point. But we are going to go through most of them. So a little bit of background about the one shot that I'm creating. It's Whispers from the Past. This party with an archaeologist involved is going to be searching for a relic from the Jedi and from Jedi times. They've been hired by someone to go and retrieve a Jedi holocron. And so one of the primary characters is going to be an archaeologist. There's also going to be a bodyguard, a pilot, an astromech droid, and a medic of some kind. I may add a force sensitive to the party. I'm not sure yet. I guess it depends on how much I want to look into and invest into those rules. Do I want to? We'll see. I'm the player that with Dungeons and or Dragons, I don't play the magic wielders and things like that. So I may create a force sensitive, and I'll probably create another update video when that happens, just to show the differences with that. But anyways, with this video, I think I'm going to create the pilot, and I'm going to do so using the standard rules, and then I'm going to add 100 XP to the characters afterwards, just to make them a little bit more usable, a little more experienced, and not quite so fresh and squishy. So in order to start making characters within the Edge of the Empire system, you first have to pick a background for your character. I don't remember where I heard it, but I once heard it said that you can tell what a system emphasizes by whatever the first thing is you do. And the fact that step 1 in Edge of the Empire is to create a character background really highlights how this system cares a lot about what the character's story is, their history, things like that. So I definitely really appreciate that. The book gives a number of options like down and out, middle class struggles, high and mighty, and outsider. So for a pilot, I really like my pilots to be kind of the grimy down and out type that learned the skill and are now doing really well for themselves. So is there a place to put that down here? Not really. I'm going to put that here under other. That's going to make the down and out type. And since this character simply had an opportunity to become a pilot, actually make this a female character. So I'm going to say that she had an opportunity to become a pilot and kind of pull herself out from some bad luck. The second thing that you do within this system is actually you choose an obligation, which you can see on the character sheet is right here in the middle of page 2. And in the Edge of the Empire core rulebook on page 39, you can find an entire obligation table. Now, if you don't have something particular in mind, you can roll a D100 and randomly have your obligation type chosen for you. For this, though, I'd much rather pick one. So some of the options include things like addiction, which can be to gambling or to drugs or to really whatever it is you want them to be addicted to. I saw one character that was addicted to fighting, and so if they their obligation came up, they had to fight someone, or else they'd start getting setbacks from that. It's kind of a neat character concept. To betrayal or blackmail, bounty, you can make a criminal. They can have a debt. They could be duty bound. They could try and be obligated to their family or a favor, to an oath that they set, to an obsession that they have, and finally to a responsibility that they have. I think for this character, I would like her to have a debt. Say that she couldn't afford her way into piloting school, and so she I don't know, made her family made a deal with the Hut, saying, hey, our daughter, she's very good with her hands, and she flies some of the speeders around, but we don't have the money to send her to school. Can you do so? And so that would be the debt. I have 5 characters for this campaign. I might make a 6th. And so the rulebook for 6 characters suggests a starting obligation of 5. But because I have 5 characters right now, I'm actually going to make her a 10. And just say that she starts with 10, and I'm just going to make all of my characters start with 10. So owes a hut, not a kid, a hut, for pilots. And we can say school was 20,000 credits. Give a value, I don't think it does. No. Doesn't give a financial value, so I can say that that's kind of how much she owes. You can gain more obligation in order to get more things, because I want her to be more, because all of these characters are going to be more experienced with an additional 100 XP. I'm not going to do that, simply because I want these people to be a little more experienced. Their obligation doesn't need to be as strong. So I'm just going to stick with the magnitude 10 here. Third thing you do is choose a species. In the core book, you have Bothans, droids, Gans, humans, Rhodians, Trandoshans, Twi'leks, and Wookiees to choose from. I think for a pilot, either the human or the Bothan would be a good start. I think I'm just going to stick with a straight human female. So we'll go up here to species, human. Now the humans are kind of nice. They're very boring, but they're also kind of nice in that they start with 2 across the board. Most of your characters' race choices, they find themselves with a 3 and 1 category characteristic, excuse me, but a 1 in another. So, for example, uh, the GAN, which I have right here, starts with a 3 in willpower, but a 1 in presence. So if we're making this person a GAN, this is what it would look like. But again, humans are 2 across the board, so a nice, bland, boring, can be made into anything kind of character. Very average in everything. So the nice thing about humans is that their wound threshold starts at 10 plus their brawn. We'll figure that out in a second. Their strain threshold also starts at 10 plus their willpower, which again we'll figure that out in a second. They start out with 110 experience points, and I'll tell you how to divvy that up here in a minute. And then each race has a special ability. The human's special ability is to start the game with 1 rank in 2 different non-character skills of their choice, or non-career skills, excuse me. They still may not train to above 2. So every career and specialization gives you a list of skills that you get to train at a reduced cost, and those are called your career skills. Humans get a couple extra, so we will explore that here. Actually, we'll explore that now. Since we've already chosen our race, let's choose our career. So step 4 and 5 is to choose a career and then specialization. Well, we want this gal to be a pilot. In order to search for this holocron, you need to be able to fly somewhere. So we're going to go to page 83 in the core book. And so pilots are under the smuggler career. So if you're in career, we'll put in smuggler. And we're going to use the pilot specialization tree. Now this gives you a slew of career skills. For example, the smugglers get coordination, deception, knowledge underworld, perception, piloting space, skullduggery, streetwise, and vigilance as their career skills. So all smugglers get these skills, whether they're a pilot or a scoundrel or a thief, or if you were to use the smuggler's splat book, which I can't think the name off the top of my head. You've got like the charmer and the gambler and a couple of others. So, but regardless, all smugglers have these core skills. The pilot then also gets astrogation, for obvious reasons, gunnery, piloting planetary, and then they get piloting space again, which, as we'll see in a second, is very useful. So now we chose our career and our specialization. Step 7 is to determine our derived, step 6 is to invest our experience points. So we have these 110 experience points to work with to start out with, and we get to spend these however we want. We could use these to start unlocking talents. We could use these to, Begging for XP has all of the specialization trees available on their website for free. This is incredible. They put up the specialization tree for all of the specializations. So as you can see, the smuggler gets all of these skills that I mentioned earlier, and the pilot got these ones. So you can spend those 110 starting XP to purchase talents. You can also put them towards purchasing ranks in skills. The best place to use those experience points, though, are here on your characteristics, because this is the only time that you get to work on your characteristics. You earn experience points as you play, and you can spend those on more skills, on more specializations, on more talents, but you cannot use those on characteristics. So we're going to use those 110 XP on the characteristics. So, before I go on, she does have two. Her special ability as a human is to get a free rank in two skills that are not career skills. So we're going to say that one of those definitely is a combat skill, and say that she's a little bit charming as well. Give her some of those. So as a pilot, the most important skill for her is going to be her agility, because agility is what governs her piloting ability. Somewhat her combat and other things, but primarily her ability to fly the spaceship, which is what her job is as a pilot. So in order to improve these characteristics, it costs 10 times the rank you're about to buy. So to go from a 2 to a 3, it costs 30 XP. Now, you think, well, why not buy rank 4? That's just 40 XP. Well, in order to get there, you have to buy all the intermediate ranks too. So to go from a 2 to 4, you have to buy the 3 first, and then the 4. So to get the 4, it's really going to be 70 XP, which we're going to go ahead and do, because I want her piloting to be just the best. So going from 2 to 3 was 30, 3 to 4 is 40, so we're going to get rid of 70 XP here. And that's going to leave her with 40 XP down there. I want her to have a slightly higher strain threshold. What other skills? Perception's off of cunning. Astrogation is off of intelligence. She has a couple of intelligence base that would be very important for her as a pilot to have. So why don't we just do that? We'll make her intellect a 3. That's going to cost 30 XP. We're going to make this down to 10. So we have 10 XP left to spend. We don't have any more characteristics here to buy, so we're just going to keep this in reserve for now. Now let's divvy this up. So wounds is 10 plus brawn, so we want to make this a total of 12. Strain is 10 plus willpower, so we're going to make this also 12. No defense for now. Soak is going to be equal to brawn. And we'll add to that if there's any, if we buy any armor or things like that for her, that. So, make sure I'm not missing anything. We have 10 remaining XP. Actually, I did skip a step. When you choose your career and your your specialization, you get a free rank in a certain number of skills. So you get 4 career skills for free, and you get 2 specialization skills for free. So I think I want her 4 career skills that she gets a free rank in to be piloting space. I want it to be in vigilance, because vigilance is an important skill. It's one of your 2 initiative checks. So initiative is either with cool or vigilance. Vigilance is used if you're not anticipating a fight, or if you just want to use vigilance, you can. Cool is if you're prepared for a fight and you are, you're keeping your cool basically. So we chose piloting space and vigilance. We have 2 more. I'm going to do one in streetwise. And I'm also going to do the final one in Knowledge Underworld. Now we get 2 free ranks in specialization skills. And those specialization skills were astrogation, piloting space, piloting planetary, and gunnery. I think I'm going to do 1 in astrogation and 1 in piloting space. Now that means I've maxed out on piloting space for a starting character. I have 10 extra experience points, but I cannot put them into piloting space because you can't go above 2 for character creation. Now, that's a moot point because it would cost 15 for me to purchase rank 3, but just so you know. I think I'm going to invest these 10 XP into talents. So we're going to look here at the Smuggler Pilot talent tree. And I think I want her to have Skilled Jockey. Remove a setback to rank a Skilled Jockey from all planetary or from all piloting checks. Which side of the tree do I want to go down? If you were to listen to the Order 66 podcast, when they do their Isn't That Special presentation, they go through an entire specialization. Each side of the tree has its own kind of theme to it. I can't remember the exact word they use off the top of my head, but they have their own theme to it. And so each side gives you different things that you're really looking for. And I think with Pilot, I'm going to want more on this side of the tree. Especially since dedication's down here. Full Throttle is a pretty good one. So I'm going to do Skilled Jockey and Full Throttle. So, go back down here to my talents. I'm going to do Skilled Jockey and the Throttle. For my reference, since I have the core book in front of me, Skilled Jockey is going to be on page 142, and Full Throttle around 135. Skilled Jockey removes setback per rank. Piloting checks. And Full Throttle. Make hard piloting checks. Increase vehicle top speed by 1 when browsing with cunning. And this is going to be a little big, so that's not what I want. Oh, it's automatically fixed. Sweet. Okay, and that's going to get rid of our starting XP. Done. After you've invested all of your experience points, we've got our free ranks and different skills, we have our characteristics built up, we have our soap value. It then wants us to determine our motivations. We have, which are to be found here, there are 3 different types of motivations: ambition, causes, relationships. I think for her, she's going to have an ambition. And for her, I want her ambition to be expertise. Good motivation to me. Step 9 is to select your gear, and step 10 is to create a ship or choose a ship for your party. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to look at gear. And so for starting characters, you start out with 500 credits, right? Yep, 500 credits, which isn't a lot, but that'll be fine. Find where the gear section is. Here we are. So I want her to have a regular blaster pistol with 400 credits. Which is with the ranged light skill. It does a base damage of 6. Has a maximum range of medium. It crits with 3 advantages. And its special thing is that it has a stun pistol. That cost us 400. So we have 100 credits left. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I am creating characters for a one-shot. And I'm going to say that each character has an additional... let's go see back to our obligations and see what extra XP would earn us. So for an extra 5 obligation, we can get 1,000 more credits. Or for 10, we can get 2,500 credits added on. So I'm just going to go with the 1,000, unless I have a character later on that really needs a lot of things in order to really fill out, what they need. So I'm going to give her an extra 1,000 credits. So I wanted to have the blaster pistol. I also think a vibro knife of some kind makes sense. Can't spell tonight. Vibro knife costs $250. Now this means actually. There we go. That's a better way to do it. The vibro knife requires 2 advantages to crit. Does it do anything special? It does pierce 2. Vicious 1. Pierce 2 means that it automatically ignores 2 ranks of soap. Just making sure that's right. Yeah, automatically ignores 2 points of soap. And the vicious 1 means that if it scores a crit, you add 10 automatically to the critical injury roll. Just kind of a very nice thing to do for such an easy weapon. In addition to the weaponry, there are armors, which I think it makes sense for her to have on some heavy clothing. Yeah, heavy clothing. Which is going to add 1 to her soak. Making it a 3. Soak value, it's unique to this system. Soak value says that when you take damage, your armor, your clothing, whatever it is you're wearing, will allow you to ignore 3 of those wounds. So say someone hits you for 5, you have a soak of 3, 3 of those go away, and you only actually take 2 wounds onto your character. Now, with things like Pierce, obviously that will ignore that, but in most cases, this is your total survival. The nice thing about this is that it never goes away, so every time you take damage, you'll find so first. So it's kind of nice in that it's quite permanent. So she's going to wear some heavy clothing. That was 50 credits. So we're going to go down to 800. Finding my next table. Here we go. She should have a com link because why not? There's another 25. I think she should have a couple of impact bars. So if I give her 4 impact, that's going to be 100. This is 25 each. Would like her to have what's inside the crash survival kit. I don't think I've actually read up on that one. Survival. Oh, there it is. Crash survival kit. When life is usually controlled and comfortable, there are many times when physical survival becomes an issue. Forced landing might strand a crew deep on Tatooine's desert, or speeder failure could result in extended durations in glacial snow. Most ships, such as fighters and escape pods, contain kit stubs for survival until rescue repair. The company makes a popular model of a survival kit, small enough to fit into an escape pod or snub fighter, with a thermal cloak, multi-purpose knife, distress beacon, 2 emergency comlinks, wire spool, ration bars, basic med pack, 2 respirators, water filter and jug, glow rod, 50 meters of high-strength microfiber, 10 ration packs, and a flare gun. Some pirates augment their kit with blasters or other weapons, but the weapons are standard. Sure, why not? How much that cost? 300 credits, and I've got 650 or 675. Let's do that. Guess that's how it's spelled on the book. That's that's not good. So it shrinks the size of it, the other thing, and not this one. Oh well. Oh well. I can make a document writing that stuff later. So there's 375 credits left. Oh yeah, backpack would be nice. data pad would be nice. $250. You know what? That's enough credits to do something with on her own. And that is basic character creation. Now I want to take her and add in 100 more XP, just like I said before, to make her a little more well-rounded, and I'm going to do this for all of the characters in the campaign. So, excuse me, let's keep her back 100. First thing I want to do is to give her 2 ranks in gunnery. So it's a career skill, so it's 5 for the first, 10 for the second, for a total of 15. So that's 5. Above her vigilance, which is going to be 10. And want a rank in cool. So because this is not a career skill, it's going to be 5 because it's 5 times the rank you're buying, plus 5 more because it's a not career skill, so that's going to be 10. Now I want to see, that's 2 yellows and 2 greens. Is that enough? It's supposed to be like the experienced pilot. I think I'm going to boost this one more. So it's going to be 15 for that. And I'm going to go to the talent tree for what's left. So we already have these 2. And this man is going to have agility of what's attack, leadership of his weapon. No. I'm going to do another skill jockey. And improve full throttle. So that's going to be 25. And then grit 1 to add to his brain. So that's going to be 45 XP. Oops, this one. Where did I put that? I'm going to make this 2. Thanks, right? Yes. I just put it down. It says, so for 1 strain to attempt full power maneuver as troops. So it's going to be 2 purples instead of 3. And grit. Plus 1 strain. So we're going to come up here to our strain threshold and make that a 13. Make this 5 because that was 45 XP worth. And grit is going to be on page 136, in case anyone cares. If they have the book. Now with 5 more XP, you do Galaxy Mapper, which would actually not be too bad. I think I'll do that, Galaxy Mapper. Also paid for. I think that's also page 136. So let me make sure. Yep, also 136. Propagation. Okay, that is our 100 XP utilized. And that is our human smuggler pilot. So just to review, we went and created a brief backstory for her. I'm going to keep this template as is, and during the game I'll ask my players to come up with a little bit more information. Like, hey, how, tell us more, take these little bits of information I gave you and expand on it. So we created a background for her. We chose her obligation. We picked her race. Oh, we didn't fill out this stuff, so we know that she's female. We are going to say that she's 22. Why? Because everything in Star Wars is meters, and so we'll make her 1.7 meters. Average build, blonde, boom. Notable features. No, if whatever you guys are thinking, it's probably not that. No features. Let's say that she has a birthmark in the shape of a crate dragon on her left forearm. Alright, so we selected her race, we chose her career, her specialization, we divvied up the starting experience points mostly into her characteristics because this is the only chance we've had to do that. We gave her free ranks and skills. We distributed her XP. We purchased her equipment, all of her equipment. We got talents for her. We even chose a motivation for her. And now we are ready to play. So that is how you create a character in the Star Wars Edge of the Empire system. There are tons of resources that you can find online to do this for free. So go check them out. I love this system a lot, and hopefully when I'm done writing the Whispers from the Past one-shot adventure, you guys will be able to join me and watch that. So thank you very much for watching, and happy gaming.